Hey, okay, so let's talk about this other Canadian rapper. Wow, he isn't as big as the Canadian rapper in the other episode. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about this project. Let's talk about how it actually sounds. Let's talk about, since it is an R&B featured album, let's talk about it. Breaking news. Hey, so I just want to put this real quick disclaimer out before I put anything. One, say it from the bottom of my heart, I have no affiliations with either artist. Any artist being spoke about. However, I do want to say another thing. You will hear in the beginning of the both interjections, I sound different. I'm using a different mic. I want to see how these mics play around, so I can give you the best quality while listening to this podcast. So I'll definitely be trying different sounds and different voices and different microphones. Just as up. Okay, so while it's not making much moves, because the one American Canadian has has a rap game and R&B game on lock, Drake. But we're not here to talk about him. That was another episode. We're gonna talk about Tory Lanez with his new project, Playboy. Now, okay, so now in critical R&B fashion, we get an R&B Tory Lanez, but I think we get the sex appeal, and I want to say majority of the tracks, and songs like Feels featuring Chris Brown, the non-trucks, and then in her. However, I think going into this, I was huge on his Daystar album, where he talks about, the court filings and stuff that happened. So we're gonna put the allegations aside for this album, and we're really gonna talk about. I think we're gonna talk more about his album presence, and I think in this okay. So let me just say that Playboy is supposed to be an R&B album. So we have Usher's Confession, and we have his bigger albums to compare this to. We have Neo's In Your Own Words or The Gentleman to compare this to. And I think R&B wise, or Jaheim Still Ghetto, we have albums to compare these to. Or Happy People by R. Kelly. Okay, but allegations aside, we take a deeper look into these songs. And I think these songs do make a good album. That is without a doubt what happens. They end up being very good songs. While in Distance, I think Distance will be one of my favorite songs so far. I will listen to it again. I listened to it like 3 or 4 times before recording this. However, I think when he says I'm honestly embarrassed, and he's still doing sneak lists, like I really do care for you, but I can't let this other side go, which plays on the name Playboy, which he playing games. And I think Distance is a track you need in the middle, because the makeup, what are you talking about? Where he's just like, where he's thinking to himself, well, you got somebody new. You got somebody new, and he kind of references Texas, which I'm not sure that implies Megan. He says Texas. And he says, when I find somebody new, it'll hurt your heart more. I said, nah, I'm making revenge, but I'm getting my own way. And then okay, so the only 2 songs that I really had like a hard, I don't know, hearing it personally from my ears, I'm not sure, because it's been a long listening session to all the stuff that dropped recently. So Lady of Neptune and Feelings, they came out very different to me. They didn't really come out as, oh, he's crazy with the verses of the rhymes. They were just like, oh, that's cool. They're subtle. Living Eve, he has some very good metaphors. He says, Adam and Eve, and I don't think Adam and Eve would have done what they did in the garden. But he says that isn't me. He said he tried to move on purpose, but he gave this girl a purpose, but it could have been perfect. Which I think is a rhyme scheme because it says purpose perfect. And then he goes, when you have my kids, which I think that's, now he's frowning. I think he's thinking like, well, I wanted to be that way, but I see how you are, and that's fine. He's expressing girl's character, which isn't really listed in the credits of the songs. You just kind of have to guess. Now, I don't know. There aren't any rumors about who it was yet, so this is up before rumors come out. Y.D.L.R. I think this song itself brings presence to the rest of the album, because you hear, you had to find somebody new, and your friends tell me he makes more. And you sit with your friends, they meet the person you was with, they become your ex. Then they show you, hey, yo, look, they followed her and they followed this. Cause I've run into this problem. I ran through this problem. But they show you pictures of her, and it just makes you think, oh wow, that's crazy. When you really be like, yeah, no, they're gonna be mine forever, even if we have our ups and our downs, they'll be mine forever. Which he does reference, and it's like he says, now looking like you could have been like you were mine forever. He also states in there, we argue, it wasn't as bad, and that the person you moved with now, y'all don't look right together. Which, if you take it the way I take it, it's like, y'all look right together. It should be me. Well, hey, y'all don't look right. Wow, the Don't Walk. The Don't Walk has a very a kind of like a good outro to it, because he says, don't walk away. He wanted to, yeah. He said that y'all could just go on an open relationship, but don't cuff somebody else, which the person does later on go cuffing somebody else, meaning they did get with somebody else. People saying, but you do get friends that are like, yeah, that's not him. So you go into your memories, but that still won't be him, which is great. I think that represents how close the friend groups are. And, they're like, hey, we're going to hold you accountable for this. We're also going to hold you accountable for this and this and this and this, which is good to have friend groups. However, he later comes around on the track saying that, yeah, I'm lonely. And he says, I was on the radio listening and I'm feeling lonely. I'm not quite sure if he meant the Justin Bieber song Lonely, but if he did, that's still, references, that's great. Not sure who that brings into the picture, but it's also good. It's great context. Serve It. It's supposed to say Serve It to Anthem, and I think that's just more of his experiences with stuff, saying that the girl would never have to worry about books and stuff like that, tuition, that she's saying because he got it. You right by him, he got it. But this is one line, and I think this one line will be rumored around later after we get past Drake. I think we'll definitely get into, I think this line will definitely try to find his meaning in it. If you're looking for it, if you're looking for meaning, he says, her favorite celebrity taking shots at me publicly. I don't know if they're saying that because he got a bunch of backlash and a lot of people were tweeting and saying, go to the cops. That could be it. Now, I don't know personally or exclusively. I don't really know. But I think looking how that's phrased, it could mean something else. The last heartbreak, just saying, hey, you broke my heart. It feels good in the moment, but it really doesn't mean anything. He says, welcome to the heartbreak. Now, I don't know what it is about R&B singers, but they hold it at the last second. It's 3 minutes and 5 seconds. He goes, yeah. He goes, yeah. And I don't know why, but that's so smooth to me. I definitely put a recording of me doing it. Recording me doing it a little bit differently. With a different mic, but definitely let y'all hear the difference and see how y'all feel about that. However, the song splits and it says, just trust me. And just trust me, I think, personally, you hear songs. You do. You hear stuff. He's like, just trust me. Don't believe the rumors and stuff that you hear. Which I do say, if you're with somebody, please don't just listen to rumors. Try to experience it yourself. He also says it. He says, I hope you find better, but that better than me. That's better than me. Just kidding. That just sounds like a mature thing to say. Now I know people go through messy breakups, messy divorces, and messy marriages, stuff like that. But I think it all comes down to, hey, we didn't work out. Cool. Let's move on. I guess that's what he's saying. He says, just trust me. Which is, I think, great. During this time, I think, where everybody's quarantined, I think that's a good thing to bring up. Just, hey, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, let it go. Okay, so the makeup being as short as it is, he says, you got somebody new. He's saying, but they're clearly not working out because you keep coming back to me. Hand me the belt, right? Another more of his experiences, saying, hey, clearly he's not what you're looking for, and stuff like that. Which I do find a little off-putting. However, I think these top 3 are weird to me. There's the introduction, which is 5 minutes and 26 seconds, which is not a long intro. But he says, I hope you find somebody better, more toxic than me. More like, I think this was like him just ranting, like, hey, I hope you find some more toxic than me, because you called me toxic. I hope you become more toxic. And her friends, he tries to find more information out. Her friends say, hey, he makes more money than you. She's not worried about you. He says, well, she was still rocking him when I was selling CDs on the corner. And if you don't know how selling CDs works, you gotta kind of market yourself out there, and you sell them for like $5. And you burn them and stuff like that, and just put stuff that you want to put on them. That's something different. He says, come see me. The non-chick, he says, he's saying this because there are a lot of women that just had, for example, Birkin bags, which were crazy this summer. He's saying, hey, how many of us buy her Birkin bags? And then she keep moving on. Because they thinking they found real love. And it's catchy too. He also says, he said, the last chick really messed me up. You're going to try to mess me up in public. He also says that this album won't be about her. As the second track, he says this won't be about her. And I think that's a good point to put, because Daystar was mainly him. I guess the best way to put it is him battling hip hop, and I think him saying, "Hey, I'm gonna step away from hip hop. I'm gonna go to R&B real quick, but I'm gonna show you what I can do as an R&B artist. But also, I'm gonna I'm gonna clear this up. Like, the last album, I'll admit, was a little sketchy, a little schemy. But this album is gonna be clearly being R&B, not including anything, not any allegations, not anything. I call them allegations because they have not been proven. So he says that, and I think that's. He says the smells like Summer's Eve. Don't know what necessarily what he means by Summer's Eve, but you get the picture there. And he's saying that both girls go both ways. So that's that, really. And then we have this last song. And it goes her / Are You Dumb? And I can't really explain this. But it goes, you don't want... And the girl's like, yeah, I don't want to mess with you no more. And he's like, yo, what you mean you don't want to mess with me no more? And the only men she likes to deal with is the men on dollar bills. And he goes more into his experience and of how him being rich. Well, the person she's with is being rich. But I definitely would say, if you're looking for a song, please go listen to Distance, because Distance, to me, seems like the better song. I'll give Lady of Neptune another try, and Fields another try. The Fields video should be out, and everything else, but I should give it a try, and I think overall, this album sits with me, and it's still a 7 out of 10 for me. I think that's the appropriate album for it. It had a lot of stuff that I liked. It had a lot of stuff that I was like, I can dig it. I'm not definitely gonna skip this, but it's dope. So, hope y'all enjoy that. I hope, I do think. Okay, so I do think me talking more about the podcast than I normally would, or these you hear different mics, and it's kind of me experimenting. I like music. I like going into detail about it, and I think they'd be fun discussions to have. So I just definitely see you on the next one. And I can't believe it though. Music has really changed this year. Adapted, and things like hip hop, like R&B, and it's really adapted to it. So we definitely get more music. Still waiting on the Fallout. And definitely waiting on Certified Lover Boy. But until then, I'll definitely see y'all. In the next one. Yeah.